First, dear Lars, I would say that it's great to have very experienced presidency in this challenging time and very experienced chair, as it was proved throughout our discussion today. I would echo what the minister just underlined, that we had extremely valuable discussion on the three topics that are to a great extent interconnected, and it just underlines this increasingly challenging context for international trade. Starting with EU-US relations, I really appreciate the strong and continuous support for the Commission expressed around the table today. From day one, the EU has approached the talks with the United States in a good faith, constructively, and with a full intensity throughout. And I discussed with the ministers the next steps for the upcoming weeks, up to the new deadline of August 1st and beyond, and I see the need to focus on four areas. First, negotiations. We remain convinced that our transatlantic relationship deserves a negotiated solution, one that leads to renewed stability and cooperation. Later today, I will continue my engagement with my US counterparts. The EU, as you know very well, never walks away without genuine effort, especially considering the hard work invested, how close we find ourselves to making a deal, and the clear benefits of the negotiated solution. But as I have said before, it takes two hands to clap, hence the second strand, rebalancing measures. We must be prepared for all outcomes, including, if necessary, well-considered, proportionate measures to restore balance in our transatlantic relationship. Our rebalancing measures on steel and aluminium are suspended until early August, and today the Commission is sharing with the Member States the proposal for the second list of goods, accounting of some 72 billion euros worth of US imports. They will now have a chance to discuss it. This does not exhaust our toolbox, and every instrument remains on the table. Third, I see the value in open and ever closer channels of communication with our like-minded partners. Fourth, the EU is doubling down on efforts to open new markets, and we dedicated an entire session to the ongoing negotiations. This morning, I highlighted one major milestone, our fresh political agreement in the negotiations with Indonesia, one of the world's largest economy. Our well-advanced negotiations with Thailand, the Philippines, and Malaysia are other tangible examples of the EU's dedication to strengthen ties with Southeast Asia. We are in intensive negotiations with India, aiming to reach a commercially meaningful agreement by the end of this year, and I have personally engaged with my counterpart Piyush Goyal on more than 10 occasions, and I'm sure many more to come. Next week, I will meet Minister Thani Al-Zeoudi to maintain the positive momentum in our negotiations with the United Arab Emirates. We're also working towards a new form of strengthened dialogue with the CPTPP partners. As you know, this is the group cooperating in Pacific, as we are equally committed to opening new markets and fostering rules-based trade. Our goal is to launch it as soon as possible. And one important piece of homework, and I would like to thank the Danish presidency for being supportive to this effort, because we can do it only together, and this is to explore specific ways to shorten the time from the conclusion of trade and investment agreements to its actual implementation. I would like us to approach this issue in a systemic way, as the process lasts on average 22 months for EU-only agreements, and I see it as a loss of precious market access for our companies with the markets with whom we actually politically concluded the trade agreements, but it takes us a very long time to actually implement them. Turning to EU-China relations, the third topic of today's discussions, to advance our trade and investment relationship, we need to rebalance it by ensuring a level playing field, and this will ultimately inject much needed predictability and reliability. One of the most pressing issues requiring solution is export controls on rare earth. Following my meeting with my counterpart, Minister Wang Wentao, technical engagement continues, and we are seeing some progress in the fast-tracking applications destined for the EU market. However, a systemic solution here is still needed. The upcoming EU-China summit will be an important opportunity to discuss these issues, including the reciprocity in our respective market accesses. So to conclude, let me underline once again that the EU is and will remain fully united in responding to the current challenges. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.